Hi, I am Juliet Abdel. I am 30 years old and I am an aneurysm survivor. About 5 years ago, I had actually discovered my mom had suffered from a stroke. I took her in when she had a headache, and ever since then, I've been her caregiver. I'm the youngest of six, but the sole caregiver in my family. And at 29, that caught up with me. I had poured my heart into everybody else and let life happen to me instead of taking care of my health and wellness. I suffered from some severe migraines that would not go away with over-the-counter medication. When I went to the ER, there was a lot of like most of the time, what physicians and nurses know is what they see on a general basis. So, but to them, it felt like I just probably had a migraine and I wasn't dealing with it the best way that I could. So, I definitely learned that patient advocacy was very important at that point because I stood firm in my ground and kind of told them, I know my body more than anybody else does, and something is just not right with it. I don't want to go to sleep. I want to figure out what's happening. And so during that time, they finally ended up doing an MRI, a CT scan, and that's when they told me that I'd had an aneurysm and had this tear. Known as a SFAD. For me at that time, I was only 29 years old. The least thing in my mind was having an issue with heart health. And when they basically shared that that's what transpired, it was kind of a wake-up call for me. When I had my aneurysm, a big part of the reason why I got in such a depressive state was because I was so young. You don't think that at 29 something is going to happen that major, that it's going to bring you down to the extent that it did. And I remember when they came into that room at the hospital and told me what I had, and I just was, I carried on. It didn't really hit me until they said, we're not going to discharge you. We have to monitor you and make sure that this doesn't turn into a stroke. So, being so young, you don't really, you think that you have all of these days ahead, that you can recoup and that your health is just given to you. And it's only when you're 50 or 60 that you start going downhill. But the reality is that everything that you do today plays into your tomorrow. And I've been able to change not only my dietary, my physical component to it, but I've put in boundaries and mental health checks and various things in my life that make sure that my wellness is top of mind. I think that's, why I'm so passionate about going out there and educating people, because we don't think about stuff until things happen. And we don't have to wait until something happens for us to really prioritize our health and well-being. What I want women to know from my story is that they should not feel bad about taking care of themselves. The number one reason that women do not put their self-care and their health and wellness forward is because of everything else that they're doing, and they start feeling this sense of guilt for spending their time, spending their money on themselves. The reality is, if you are pouring from an empty glass, you're not pouring anything at all. And you need to make sure that you yourself are whole in order to help the other people that are around you.